Today on Suncoast View, a Suncoast Hot Air Balloon Fest is a bust. Did organizers do enough to make up for Mother Nature's issues? We'll discuss.
A star of stage and screen is taking over the West Coast Black Theater Troupe. Singer Melba Moore gives us an exclusive preview of her latest show.
And we see if we have what it takes to become roller derby players with the Braden Tucky Bombers. All that and more right now on Suncoast View. Welcome to the show, and welcome back to Veronica Brandon Miller. Great to see you with us.
Great to see you guys.
And Nate Jacobs from West Coast Black Theater Troupe with us as well.
Always a pleasure.
Well, the pleasure is ours today because Nate has brought Melba Moore to meet with us today, and we get to hear her sing.
So excited that she's here with us, yeah. She's doing a phenomenal job. Just a great woman to work with. Not just this incredible talent, but just a beautiful lady. Everybody at WBTT is in love with her.
Oh, that's just amazing.
Just beautiful, beautiful lady.
We love that you're able to share some of your friends and connections from your earlier years with us here on the Suncoast.
Yeah, she's a part of our family. She's been a mentor of mine for many, many years. And so we finally got a way to get her here to be on the stage. So
well, great. Well,
it's
we
a wonderful
appreciate
time.
that, and we're very excited to
yeah.
have a preview, that is for sure. And of course, we have no doubt she's very proud of you.
Yes, a little mommy.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yes.
Well, Joey managed to make it back from vacation, which we are glad. You were very missed. Did you
Thank you.
unwind, relax?
I did. We went on a Caribbean cruise with my mother-in-law and her sisters. So it was kind of a nice family trip. And they look pleasant and sweet, the four of them, but they are wicked. We had a ball. We laughed the entire time. And what I love about cruising is you put all the phones away.
Right.
And I did not buy the Wi-Fi package on board, so I completely unplugged. And it was funny, like, you know, you get I got the shakes from not having my phone near me, and many times I would reach to get it, and I didn't bring it. And it was great.
Yes.
Like, conversations were great, because you knew they wouldn't be interrupted. It was a really
Who
nice...
did you cruise with?
It was Royal Caribbean, and it's right out of Tampa, which makes it nice, because you're home in an hour.
Right. Not a lot of hassle, but yet you got to
Cool.
get away. So, well, good. Mini vacation's a good thing.
Yes, I
Good
feel like
for you.
I should do one every week, I think. It would
Well,
really
I
be
think
better.
not, for those of us who are left behind. I think not. Well, and Linda Carson is, of course, taking a big trip as well. So we're going to miss her for the next couple of weeks, but we are excited that she is out exploring the world.
Very
So-
deserving.
Oh, yes,
hardworking
absolutely.
lady.
all about the bucket list, so we are happy for her. All right, well, we're happy to have Chef Mel back with us in the kitchen from Whole Foods Market. What are we making today?
Today we're making a pasta with ham and cabbage, kind of like influenced by your Easter leftovers kind of deal, but I never do pasta here, so yeah.
I think that sounds like a great idea. All right, and lots of good, fresh, healthy vegetables along as well. So we look forward to hearing what is new at Whole Foods. And also Chef Mel reminding us that you can always pick up things ready-made and to go as you drive by. So that makes getting the healthy foods on the table just a little bit easier.
And I need vegetables after that cruise. I've eaten my weight in bread, so some veggies will do my waistband good.
All right, we're going to start on a healthy note. It is time for our first hot topic. And the first Suncoast Hot Air Balloon Festival did not lift off as planned. Windy weather grounded nearly all of the hot air balloons scheduled to be at the Premier Sports Campus in Lakewood Ranch. Organizers said they will refund tickets for rides that did not happen, but no parking money gets refunded because that went to charities. Facebook data showed that 67,000 said they would attend the four-day event. Organizers said they face a huge financial loss.
Aw.
What do you do as an organizer when you've got it all set up? What, 95% of the time, weekends here are great for outdoor activities?
Oh yeah, I'm one of the people. I paid in advance for the hour-long balloon ride, and I didn't hear anything, and I'm texting and I'm calling, and they said I'll get refunded because it was pretty penny.
The ticket, right.
Yeah, but I haven't yet.
Did you go pay and park, or did you never get to the site?
I never went to the site because you have to put your weight and all this other lovely stuff and get approved.
Right.
And so yeah, I'm waiting for my refund.
Wow.
Well, hopefully it'll come.
Parking money back, though. I mean, I feel for anybody who put out money and you know, you're disappointed because not only are you waiting for the money to come back, but you also didn't have that experience. But parking money, I don't think is anything you can ever get back.
No.
No,
You know,
and especially if it's going to charity.
Yeah.
I mean, because, too, there were people out there working to have the people come. I mean, the whole festival didn't not happen. It just not much got up
When
in
was
the air.
this, last weekend?
Sunday.
Was that
Yeah,
This
it
has
was
been a
Sunday.
tricky season
Well, it was
for
Friday,
outdoor
Saturday,
events.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was a 4-day festival.
Yeah, very tricky season for outdoor events. Remember, Forks and Corks had to move inside,
Yeah.
but there's nowhere you
Right.
can move hot air balloons. You know?
Right.
We don't have a space for it. Did you, when you were planning, did you know? Did it even
No,
occur
this
to you?
was a month in advance.
Yeah.
A month in advance. But people did take pictures, and I saw some really nice pictures.
Right.
So even if you parked, I bet you saw something. So.
Right. I think it was more the people like you who
Yeah.
had wanted to get up and take a ride.
Well, and what stinks is if this was going to be a big moneymaker for one organization,
Right.
and you plan and you
Yeah.
budget for this, and now it turns out to be a huge loss.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's anything you can do. I know the events can have insurance as part of, you know,
Yeah.
the Mother Nature cost.
I
but-
get nervous if we're going to cook out outside at my house.
Yeah.
You know, let alone a big festival. So I
yeah.
outdoor.
Well, hopefully they'll make good, and we'll be keeping an eye on that with you. So late night TV typically takes kind of a look at the lighter side of life. Well, ABC host Jimmy Kimmel says he moved away from that just a little bit, from just being a funny man, and started talking about some heavier topics. That has cost him, he said, in terms of commercials. Kimmel opened up to his audience last May about his newborn son's heart issues, which led to pleas for support for the children's health insurance plan. So somewhat of a political topic. Not all advertisers like the angle. Kimmel says he'll take the risk if it makes people think. I wonder if that's a sign that late at night we just want to laugh and don't want to think about anything heavy?
Exactly. Do
Yeah,
it
I think
at a
that's
different
what it
time.
is.
See, I think late night comedians have been the only group that can make light of political issues, and it seems to be allowed as long as they're funny. I mean, in his case, he was talking about the health of his little child. So
Right. I
you
think
know.
maybe that one can't be done with the tongue in cheek. But
don't
I mean,
do
there's
it.
a lot of material for tongue in cheek these days.
Right.
So
But you worked a long day. You just want to relax and lighthearted.
Right.
Nothing heavy-hearted. And I think there's a time and a place, and that's just my
Yeah,
opinion.
people want to sleep easy.
Right.
Because all you do is you turn on CNN and it's just like,
Yeah.
well, right, that's true. I mean, you could get the heavy stuff anytime. It's harder to find the look at the lighter
And
side.
it's tricky, I think, because people watch television with the remote in hand. And it's if I don't agree or like what you're saying, you're
Click.
gone. Instead of, you know,
Yeah.
I think we as people, myself included, have lost the ability to listen to a point of view that is not ours anymore. And instead we will just change the channel, silence, instead of taking it in and feeling
and listening. Well, and on the
uncomfortable.
flip side, with the technology, the advertisers can monitor when we're making those clicks. So now it's easy for them to find out, okay, you know, 7 minutes in when he started talking about something heavy, everybody went click, you know. So they learn, they get the feedback about
I wonder if it's
what
different
works.
if you catch his show the next day. Like, you know, a lot of times if you don't stay up, you might watch clips, and maybe there's a higher tolerance if you watch it after the fact. But before we go to bed, everybody just
No.
wants to shut their eyes.
Just want to, yeah, that's very true. Well, we run into this on this show too, trying to keep things as light and positive
we treat
as
it like
possible.
a porch, all right? It's like a front porch. No religion, no politics.
It's not a bad theory. All right, so have you ever tried to take a selfie and decided you really need a nose job? I'm telling you, this is a common occurrence in my life. According to the research, though, before you do anything drastic, you're not alone. A study finds that the problem is probably not your nose. It's the distortion of the image by how we hold our cameras. So at the typical distance of 12 inches, selfies make our noses look thicker and 30% wider, which I do not need. But as this whole generation knows, and plastic surgeons report, the number of elective surgeries has increased with the proliferation of smartphone pics. So Joey, you are our selfie expert. What is your nose advice for the angle here?
Well, I mean, and I'm matched by Veronica because she's a good selfie taker. I think that part of the problem is when you are in public, you don't want to keep posing and moving because, first of all, you look like a fool. And second of all, you're holding up some event. I actually, for the amount of selfies that I take, I don't like selfies. I think people are more attractive when they are being candid.
Yeah.
And you still have the ability to not, you know, to
Right,
edit
right.
it. The problem is we don't have, you know, 24-hour photographers following us around.
He'd like paparazzi, but it isn't happening
Going
yet.
out to dinner with my friends. Could you come along and take pictures, please?
Do you have a selfie help for nose? Because you do have
Actually,
good selfies.
Perfect 365. Literally,
Really?
because I am that one. I'll go like this,
Right.
and then if I don't like it, there is
A way to make it narrower?
Yep.
Oh,
the entire
perfect
face, the
365.
nose. Oh,
Okay.
Yes, I have one of
So
those.
we're altering.
Facetune. I use Facetune, but the problem is that I don't have Facetune my whole life in every place I look. So when I look in my bathroom mirror, it's not Facetune. So I've been trying to lay off of it a little bit. I will tell you, beginner tip, just tap. Tap whatever part of your face on the screen and it will adjust the iris. Because sometimes just bringing down the shine on my own beak. Yeah, I got a big beak here, so if you tap it.
I got a wide beak.
You would think the cell phone bills are enough to be trying to conjure up a bill for plastic surgery. Really? I can live with the nose.
I just need a better data plan, really. That's the biggest problem.
This whole thing does not surprise me in any way that we had ways to get around this. So do you think you get discriminated against for your sleep schedule? We live in a world where we're taught the early bird gets the worm, the hardest workers get there earliest. Starting early is how to get ahead. But what if your body clock truly is set to later in the day? That, of course, makes you a night owl. Science says it's determined by genetics, and it's extremely hard to change. But are night owls looked down upon?
Well, I'm guilty, but I don't know if they look down upon me.
Well, that's normal in the theater, though.
Yeah.
You're expected to be on at night.
Yeah. And staying up for rehearsals and getting home at 11:30 at night.
Right.
I'm a chronic night owl. Even today, I can't go to bed before like 2 o'clock in the morning, like sleep.
Right.
I have to, like, TV put me out.
So do you just set meetings and things like that late morning?
Yeah, 10:30, 11 o'clock is my meetings. That's when I am totally conscious and creatively, thinking at 10:30. So at my whole office know, like, no, don't set that meeting.
Right, he won't do that. Well, it's different a little bit in the business world. I mean, things start early.
Oh, yeah, but it's annoying because I'm not a morning person, and there is somebody in my office who, as soon as she's in, she's sending emails, and oh, it took you 2 hours to respond? Yeah, it's 9 o'clock.
Right.
yeah.
So people are different about when they start. Yeah.
But
You
I
guys
work
have
late.
to get up much early, right?
Oh,
TV?
yeah, we work on it. I've always worked on an early schedule, though, so it doesn't bother me that much. I know I've watched Joey adjust because he came from the theater later world, having a social life in the evenings, and has had to scale back. But you are an early person
Thanks.
now.
But I give you a lot of credit, Nate, because it isn't just, I mean, you perform at night, but then you still have to have that other brain in the daytime.
A business brain,
to be the artistic director.
Yes, I had to learn that.
Yeah.
When I got my first executive director, and that was a businesswoman, Christine Jennings, that was quite an adjustment. A mentor of mine called me and said, "You're going to have to go in that office. I know this is not what you're accustomed to, but that's the businesswoman you have in there. She needs you."
She wants to know where the heck you are.
Well, she did say, "Okay, I'm in at 9, you can come in at 10, but I had to be in there at 10 o'clock.
Right.
So we can do our business stuff." So yes, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of like burning
I'm
the
much
candle.
better now, some years later, but quite an adjustment.
And you don't want to peter out at 9:30 when you're still in the middle of the second
my
act.
day
of the
go
show.
doubles. I do the office and then I do the theater side. So
Right.
I leave the office and go to the theater for the next 5 or 6 hours of my day. So
I've always thought if it was a long day like that, if I can go home and even just change my clothes, then that will kind of reset me a little bit.
Yeah.
Shower's
It
better,
does
but
help.
And a nap is the best. We all do what we can. Okay, so have you ever heard of the simple time-saving pleasure of a shower beer? Concept is it's a great way to optimize the pre-party routine, right? Suds up with some extra suds as part of your maybe evening unwind. They actually market specific shower beers. Now, they are typically light and refreshing styles, although a beefier and heavier IPA is coming out in a small shot style. You are encouraged to drink and relax, and you can also then use it to condition your hair. I would think you'd get water in your beer,
Yes.
which would annoy me.
logistically, this is a challenge to me.
And I don't,
So put it in a sippy cup?
If you need to drink that badly that you're doing it in the shower,
How
I
long
don't
are your
know.
showers?
you got too much time on your hands to sit there and shower.
But I do take a glass
the
of wine
shower.
in if I'm going out for the evening and getting ready to sort of start unwinding and relaxing.
Not necessarily in the shower.
Not in the shower, just in the
Or a
bathroom.
bath where the water is settled. That would make
Right,
sense.
I
would
can
make
see
more
that. But a
sense.
shower?
Yes.
You're gonna water down your beer. Maybe the beer's very strong, so when it does get watered down
guess.
from your shower.
Apparently it is a thing, and it's a thing that none of us have tried, so now you know. All right, we're going to check out our happy hour forecast, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the changing face of Parkinson's disease.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your first alert weather update. Here we are looking at some gorgeous weather, although cool. Lots of sunshine out there. Low humidity, winds out of the west-northwest at 13. The pressure 30.05. A very chilly start this morning with lows down into the 40s. We're going to go there again tomorrow morning. And it looks as though we'll see this cooling trend stick around for a little while. We'll talk about that coming up at 5. Current temperatures across the state pretty chilly everywhere with the exception of Miami now, which is at 74 degrees, 62 in Jacksonville, the same in Pensacola and Tallahassee. As far as your planner goes for Wednesday, notice the cool weather remains right through 3 o'clock, 64 degrees. That's over 10 degrees below the average for this time of year. We are looking at generally sunny skies, though, throughout the day. There may be a little high clouds streaming on by associated with the subtropical jet stream. We do have a warmer forecast for you, though. We'll talk about when things are going to warm up here along the Suncoast, and looks like we could get back into the 80s. Details on that coming up at 5.
Parkinson's disease is a disorder of the central nervous system that affects movement and often includes tremors. Well, for 10 years, the Neuro Challenge Foundation has worked to better the lives of those affected by Parkinson's right here on the Suncoast. And Executive Director Robin Fossey-Washington is here to tell us how things are changing. Well, welcome back, Robin.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Happy to be here today.
Big congratulations on your 10-year anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So let's, for people that might not be as familiar with what NCF does, what specifically are the mission of the organization?
So our mission is to improve the quality of lives of people with Parkinson's and their caregivers, and we do that through education and support programs, large-scale educational programs, individualized care advising, and community resource referrals.
So that's a lot. That's a
It
lot,
is a lot
to do. And when we have spoken with you in the past, you have mentioned that there is still a whole education process that needs to happen.
Absolutely. People are diagnosed with Parkinson's in our community and surrounding areas every day. And Parkinson's is a disease that the person can live with for 20 to 30 years. And it doesn't just affect the person, but it affects their family and their caregivers. And so that's what we're there to do, help them navigate the journey with Parkinson's disease.
So a lot of it, you mentioned community education,
Yes.
community outreach, which is a big part of what you do. What is the latest thing that NCF has discovered in the last year?
What we've discovered is as we are reaching out and developing other partnerships, that outside of our service area, so we currently serve Sarasota, Manatee, Charlotte, Pinellas, and now Pasco counties. And what we've realized is that we are doing something that truly is unique and that there's a huge need for our programs and services. Out of the 5 counties that we're currently in, 4 of those counties, Neuro Challenge is the only nonprofit organization providing these kind of services and programs. And I want to tell you, everything that we do is provided at no charge to the community.
That's amazing for our community. Wow. Which is a great resource here on the Suncoast, but like you mentioned, other people that are living with Parkinson's need these services. Explain to us a little bit about what are some of the things that you'll need in the education. For example, if you're going to see your doctor
Sure.
and you are living with Parkinson's, why is it so important?
Well, when you go visit your doctor, what do you have, 7 to 15 minutes with your physician? So imagine being told that you now have this life-altering neurodegenerative progressive disease in 7 minutes. So that is what we are there to do. We're there to give the information that the family truly needs. Just to demonstrate the need, we last month had an educational program in Sebring, so in Highlands County, about 2 hours east. We had over 120 people attend.
Wow. What's their number one concern when you're with a group that hasn't had access to your type of resources? What do people want to know most?
Well, Parkinson's is a very dynamic disease, so it varies from person to person, but what they want to know is what's going to happen and how can I slow the progression of this disease? There is no cure. So it's really about managing the symptoms of the disease and living well with Parkinson's today.
So you're celebrating the 10th anniversary, but you're always looking ahead into what you need to fill in the community.
Yes.
What are the goals of the organization going forward?
Going forward, we want to be able to provide the community that we currently serve the highest level of programs and services, and that changes. We are very flexible, and it changes because topics for the Parkinson's community may change, and so we want to be as responsive as possible. We also seek to serve other communities outside of that 5-county area because the need is so great. I field so many phone calls, and so do my staff, and it's heartbreaking to say, well, we can't do that today. But that doesn't mean never.
Now, you have a big event coming up
We
that is
do.
free to the public, and this is a great opportunity for people to learn more. Tell us about the expo.
So we are so excited to present to our community the Parkinson's Expo, which has been created to educate, engage, and empower the Parkinson's community. It's going to be Neuro Challenge's signature day-long event. And we are a local organization, and we are stepping into the arena of these events that typically are put on by the national organizations. We have the national thought leaders of Parkinson's disease coming to Sarasota, Florida, and as of today, we have 922 people already registered for the event.
And you're also, in addition to the speakers, you are bringing demonstrations of the various programs, like what we're seeing here. Tell us about the chorale.
Yes, so the Off-Key Chorale is a wonderful therapeutic voice program that's in partnership with the Key Chorale Group, and they are going to perform at the Parkinson's Expo. So this will be their biggest audience yet. They're going to perform in front of over 1,000 people.
And that's just one of the many services that are available to people that they'll be able to see and experience at this expo.
Absolutely.
It's a great outreach event.
Thank you for bringing us this info. The free Parkinson's Expo is coming up on April 14th. This is a great opportunity to learn all about the services and programs that are available. And the Neuro Challenge Foundation's annual fundraising gala is March 24th. For more information on either of those events, you can go to the Neuro Challenge Foundation website, neurochallenge.org. Coming up next, we get some good news from Goodwill.
Imagine a world filled with pillow fights, playgrounds, and the search for the perfect climbing tree. Every kid deserves that world, but 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger. At No Kid Hungry, we're committed to creating a world where every kid eats healthy food every day. We raise funds, we help families, and we lift up communities.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
It changed my life.
Missy Franklin.
And now you can do the same for someone that you love.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now, before it's too late.
I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
There are many unique stresses that come with being a military child, such as a deployed parent or frequent relocation. But nothing is as stressful as losing that parent or dealing with a permanent disability. In today's Good News from Goodwill, Vice President Veronica Brandon Miller and CJ Bannister from Goodwill's Veterans Program are here with Jamie Serino from Take Stock in Children Manatee. And you're going to tell us about a new partnership designed to help children in military families, which I think is very, very important. Jamie, tell us what Take Stock in Manatee is all about.
Well, we provide scholarships, mentors, and hope for children that otherwise would not be able to afford an education. So we identify the students 6th to 12th grade. We have 190 students in 6th to 12th grade right now that we're serving. We also have another 180 students that are in college that we're also working with. So we match mentors one-to-one. A great program, been in existence since 1996, have given 500 scholarships away. Since then, we're really excited to be working with Goodwill and be able to provide these families some hope and some opportunities for higher education.
So you have the scholarship connection. Now, how has Goodwill gotten involved?
So Jamie's new to Take Stock in Children, and we were talking. I talked about Goodwill. In the veterans part, we both looked at each other and said, how can we partner? And through a lot of investigation, there are a lot of scholarships if your parent served in the military and is 100% disabled. But then there's, it doesn't matter if it's 90, 80, 30%, still that child is in a distressed situation.
Absolutely.
So that's why we said, what can we do? And we're still looking for donors. We're talking to some about partnering, because with the partnership with Take Stock in Children, they have the ability to take a donation and match it 3 times.
Yes, it's actually an awesome program. We're a partner with Florida Prepaid program.
Okay, so
And
that
we're,
makes
we're
sense.
part of a statewide network, which is really great for the whole program. The metrics that are in place,
So CJ, since you are the one that works so closely with the veterans, what kind of difference can having this financial support for school mean in a military family?
Well, a lot of times the military family, when they're getting out of the military, they're going through so many changes and so many challenges just to reintegrate back into the civilian workforce. So to have the opportunity to have the scholarship for their children is one less stressor for them. And a lot of times they're having to choose between, we all get the GI Bill after we served, if we chose it. But sometimes we're choosing, can I pass it on to my child or do I go back to school?
Right.
Because a lot of times the military trains you on your job, but you don't have the certifications or the college behind it to do it in the civilian world.
Or multiple kids, right? Because isn't there only one GI Bill per served veteran?
Absolutely. And they allow us to pass it down to our child if we don't use it. So sometimes they're having to choose between using it themselves or passing it down.
That's a tough decision, especially when using it themselves could also then benefit their family, and that's a tough choice.
It is. So this is an awesome partnership, and we're excited to be able to provide those opportunities for veterans and their families.
And as we mentioned, I think there is just such a stress in general from the lifestyle of being part of a military family. So to have this be one less thing, that they can hopefully not have to worry about as they get down the road for scholarship and education. That's a really great partnership. Well, thank you for everything you do.
No, we appreciate it.
I don't think, in fact, people who don't know about the Take Stock in Children Manatee obviously should look into it across all levels for the scholarship opportunities.
Yeah, it's a great program, and we really have the ability to also work with the children, provide that support, and also be able to help them get into college. And we want to focus on getting them graduated and getting a job as well.
We like that theory, and I know that's what Goodwill is all about as well, so a perfect partnership. To find out more about this scholarship program for the military families eligibility, you want to go to Goodwill's website. That is experiencegoodwill.org, and you'll be able to find more information there. Coming up next, a big treat. Broadway Antonia-winning star Melba Moore is going to join us and sing.
Florida Studio Theater presents Blue Suede Shoes, celebrating the birth of rock and roll. From the father of rock and roll, Chuck Berry, to the king himself, Elvis Presley, this musical review features such great hits as Rock Around the Clock, Mustang Sally, Johnny Be Good, and of course, Blue Suede Shoes. Critics are calling Blue Suede Shoes a burst of rock history, dynamic and high voltage. Audiences are calling it phenomenal. Blue Suede Shoes has been held over by popular demand. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting FloridaStudioTheater.org.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android. This is awesome. You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
very bad.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Chef Mel from Whole Foods Market, and we're heading into Easter and Passover season. Chef Mel, I'm thinking you can help us out a little bit.
Only if you pay me. Will be the answer to
Well, we
that.
will.
Only if you pay me. Yes, we're here for all your catering needs for the Easter and Passover season.
So can I order trays,
You can order your whole meal for Easter and Passover. We've got some lamb on the go. We've got some other delicious things. We've got brisket. Come see us. Come pick up a menu. Don't do any work.
I think that sounds like a lovely plan, and we'll see you in the kitchen in just a little bit.
Thanks.
Joey?
Well, Tony Award-winning performer Melba Moore is a Broadway and big screen star with a long and very successful career. She is also a good friend of West Coast Black Theater Troupe's Nate Jacobs. So we are thrilled that Nate brought Melba here to the Suncoast to star as Billie Holiday in the musical Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill. And we're even more honored that Melba is here today to give us a preview. Welcome, Melba.
Thank you.
So you and Nate kind of go back. You two have already met. How did you two meet?
I'd like to have Nate tell the story. He tells me better than I do.
I used to take these random trips to New York before I founded West Coast Black Theater Troupe, to push in my career, and standing in front of a theater in Broadway, one of the celebrities were returning back to a show, and all these celebrities showed up in these limos to see them, welcome back to Broadway, and I saw you know, Mary Tyler Moore, Olivia Dukakis, and all of a sudden this black woman steps out, and the cameras were going, and I was trying to figure out, who is this black woman? And so she got on the red carpet, and I was like, oh my God, that's Melba Moore. I need to meet her. She's known for helping artists. So policemen, barricades, and I was just like, okay, if the only way you're gonna get to her, you go around the police barricades. And I did, and nobody stopped me actually.
Was
and
he scary?
Into the,
No, he was cute.
I went into the theater and I introduced myself. I'm Nate Jacobs from Sarasota, Florida. And so she looked at me, she said, what is your name? I said, Nathaniel Jacobs from Sarasota, Florida. She said, you have a friend named Bunny Vickers in Miami, and she told me that you're one of the most talented guys in Florida, and I need to meet you. And of course, I almost fainted in the lobby. And she gave me her number. She met me for lunch and advised me on my career, and we became friends. She came here in 2005 and saved the troupe with a fundraiser that she raised over 40-some thousand for us, doing a one-night performance. And so I'm just so delighted to have her here. She is doing an incredible job, a big hit already.
Yes.
And just so very honored to have this legendary performer with us at WBTT.
Oh, so Nate won you over on the red carpet, even getting around the barricades.
Well,
Didn't
the
go
way
to
he
jail.
tells it.
Well, you have really, I mean, Broadway fans all over are very familiar with your work, from Pearly on Broadway. You've really paved the way for African-American performers over the decades. What does in your work are you most proud of?
I'm not proud of anything, but I'm grateful for Pearly, which gave me a Tony Award and, of course, put me on the map. And I'm definitely grateful for Hair, because it was such a groundbreaker, and I didn't have any theater experience. Don't have much more now. I got into the theater, and one thing led to the other, and here I am with Nate, playing Billie Holiday, with a career in it. So I would say Pearly is really the big thing.
And in Hair, you took over for Diane Keaton, and then you also went into Les Mis. So for someone who doesn't think that they have acting chops, that's no easy show.
I guess I wasn't thinking. And just stay in that vein. Just don't think, and it'll be all right.
That's advice I know we can get our brains around. So, you know, you play Billie Holiday in Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill here at West Coast Black Theater Troupe, and your singing voice is very different from Billie Holiday's at the end of her career when the show takes place.
Yes.
Is there something that you have to do to your vocal style?
Absolutely, because I think my vocal style is very recognizable, especially for the high, long notes. So definitely what I don't do is go high or too long. So I go very much lower, because her voice was lower, and she wasn't a soprano. She was more like an alto, a full-bodied voice. So I can't sing like her, but I'm trying to tell her story, which is very, very many African American stories coming out of slavery and all of the racism and the drugs and the mistreatment, and still being able to succeed. So.
Well, we have a big treat because you have been winning over Suncoast audiences, so much so that actually the show is sold out, so you can't buy any more tickets. But our viewers are going to have an opportunity to hear you sing. So while Melba makes her way over the piano, we want to let you know that while the show is sold out, this is a special treat for us here at Suncoast View. So joined by the musical director, Levi Barku, at the piano, here is Melba Moore from Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill. All right, Melba, take it away.
What little moonlight can do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What little moonlight can do to you. You're in love. Hearts are flooding all day long. You only stutter 'cause your poor tongue cannot utter the words, I love you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What little moonlight can do. Wait a while till little moonbeam comes peeping through. You get so you can't resist him, and all you say when you have kissed him is ooh, ooh, ooh. What a little moonlight can do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What a little moonlight can do. Said ooh, ooh, ooh. What little moonlight can do to you. You're in love. Hearts are fluttering all day long. You only stutter 'cause your poor tongue cannot utter the words, I love you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What a little moonlight can do. Wait a while till little moonbeam comes peeping through. You get so you can't resist him, and all you say when you have kissed him is ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. What a little moonlight can do. Put a little Melba in there.
All right, well, Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill is at the West Coast Black Theater Troupe. The show is sold out, so you'll want to go to their website for upcoming shows. Make sure you get tickets because they do go fast. All right, well, coming up next, we're going to learn how to become roller derby players. We'll be right back.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert Weather app now.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
This is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. A judge has decided Charles Manson's body will go to his grandson, who lives here on the Suncoast. Look at what Manson was like from his point of view and what he plans to do with his grandfather's remains. And how Florida virtual school students and parents could have been affected by a data breach. Let's get a check on our weather now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Thanks, Scott. Lots of sunshine out there, but temperatures haven't warmed up all that much. Well below average for this time of year. After a pretty cold start, too, we had temperatures down into the mid-40s this morning, and it looks like similar conditions anticipated as we wake up on Wednesday morning. Right now, it's 62 degrees. The dew point's 43, and that's low. The wind's out of the west-northwest at 13, putting a bit of a chill in the air. Temperatures currently across the state all in the low 60s right now, with the exception of Miami at 74, and the day planner calls for cool temperatures tomorrow. Details and all that coming up at 5.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC 7 News app.
I used to dread getting up and going to work.
I was done with the corporate grind.
I was tired of being a starving artist.
And I started looking around for a business that I believed in, and I kind of wanted to do something a little more green.
My SCORE mentor helped me take the first step.
He helped me create a business plan and helped me implement it.
They've really taught me how to think big.
SCORE helped me to make the unimaginable possible, all for free. I'm here because of SCORE.
I'm here because of SCORE.
Get your free business mentor at score.org.
Want to know a secret? If you're looking for the best selection of area rugs at an unbelievable price, the only place you need to look is Rugs is Art. I know what you're thinking. Expensive, right? Wrong. Rugs is Art has the largest selection of area rugs on the west coast of Florida in a variety of styles, with 8x11 area rugs starting at $199. Largest selection, personalized service, and unbelievably low prices. You'll find it all at Rugs is Art.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
The 2018 Sarasota County Fair is set to begin March 16th through 25th. This year, there'll be rides for everyone, thanks to Bell City Amusements. Experience your favorite entertainers, along with some new and exciting acts, like the Tiger Encounter, the Kachunga and Alligator Show, comedian ventriloquist Steve Brogan, plus our new and exciting SRQ Schools at its best. And remember, ride armbands all day, every day. The 2018 Sarasota County Fair, March 16th through 25th. See you there.
We love girl power here on Suncoast View, and there's a group of women in Bradenton that are fast, strong, and aggressive, and they are the Bradentucky Bombers, a women's flat track roller derby team. And Sookie Smackmouth is here to tell us what it is all about. All right, so we should start probably by saying you have competitive names.
We do. Most of us have chosen names that we have for alternate egos. Mine is Sookie Smackmouth because I'm really into vampires, and I love being called Sookie.
Yes, True Blood.
True Blood, yep. With me this morning I have Reno 911, I have Yakuza Girl, and I have Abby Shudo.
All right, well, we like the names. So, flat track roller derby. Explain to us what you're doing when you're actually going around.
Okay, well, it is a very competitive sport. So the goal is to get as many points as possible at the end of the second 30-minute period.
Okay.
So our bodies represent points. So at any time on the track, you could have 2 jammers, if you'll show your jammer panty. One from each team, and then 4 blockers from each team.
Okay, so we're looking at pictures here. How do I earn a point with my body?
Okay, well, for example, Reno here, she's going to work her way through the pack first. So she fights through the opposing blockers.
Okay.
She goes through one time. When she comes on her second round, she starts scoring points. As soon as she passes your hips, you're a point.
Okay, so she has to be fast to get herself around, but yet she has to be aggressive because we're wiggling our way through people.
Correct. She has to be able to fight her way through a wall of really intense blockers.
I like this concept. This is very fun. So now the Bradentucky Bombers have actually become part of a larger organization.
Yes.
Tell us what that means in terms of like your stature.
Sure. We recently were appointed WIFTA apprenticeship. Can't say that word today, sorry. Basically, WIFTA is an organization of over 404 derby leagues throughout the entire world.
Okay, so this is legit. Like you are legitly competing for a spot in the roller derby leagues.
Yes, in the rankings. So we're one of 54 groups that are underneath the apprentice program currently. We are held to really high standards of how we run our bouts, scorekeeping, uploading stats, all of that. And then if we successfully complete it, then we'll be one of the 405 teams.
Wow, that's great. And then how many ladies are on your team?
We currently have up to about 40 skaters. We do have a handful of new girls. We refer to them as Betties.
Betty. Oh,
yep, Betty.
We're going to be Betties.
we have 2 official squads. We have the Bomb Squad and the Bombshells. So we do differentiate by the skill level for the team that we're playing. So this coming weekend is going to be our Bombshells.
All right. So prior experience is what? Just speed, athleticism, aggression?
Absolutely nothing.
If
you just want to be a part of a really awesome group of people, guys and gals, because we have guy volunteers, guy refs, just come out. We teach you everything. Some girls know absolutely nothing from day one.
And you said there's a lot of camaraderie, that it's a really fun way to get to know each other and spend time together.
Absolutely. I have a network of girls I never would have met in my outside life. And so at any point in time, if I'm on a Tuesday night looking for something to do, I can hit up Reno and say, hey, let's go out and grab a bite. We spend a lot of time together. We take trips together. We craft together.
All right, I love it. All right, so we're trying to understand a little bit more about all the moves. So I'm going to ask you guys to do a little bit of a demo. And I understand that you're going to enlist some help from the rest of our crew here.
All right.
So we're going to strap on. Now, is there a name for what we're putting on our heads?
Oh, these are? Helmet. Well, these are helmets.
Helmet, go figure.
So,
my helmet panty.
Okay,
so you mentioned a panty earlier, and that is actually what Nate has, right? This goes over the helmet.
It's called a helmet panty. We are immature, and we thought that was very funny.
You said show your panty, and I got nervous, but we're good. All right.
Nate, put your panty on your head.
This is okay.
So you have your mouth guard.
This is the jammer panty. This is the pivot panty. So the pivot is the person on the team that is a blocker, but can also become a jammer in the need of help. So if the jammer is not being successful, she can then hand you the jammer panty, and then you just go for it.
Wow. So there's a little relay involved. All right, so you're going to work Nate and I into into one of the.
All right, so formation. So you're gonna play blocker with Yakuza.
Okay.
So and Abby's your support. I'm your extra blocker over here. And when the whistle blows, tweet. You're going to come up and you're causing distraction for Reno to get through.
Okay, but she doesn't get the point till she laps around, right?
Yes, so then she comes around again, and so then once she comes around again, go ahead, go through one more time. So we're going to do it again. We're not going to catch on that you're that good on the outside, okay?
I know,
He's coming up on the outside. He's on the outside, Yakuza. Yakuza! On the out. All right, so now Reno just scored 4 points because she passed all, excuse me, it's 3 points. Oh, 4 of us, my bad. 4 of us because she passed all of our hips legally and now has the points.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
All right, well, let's try a different formation.
I think they should, yes.
Okay. Veronica has a hidden talent she's going to show us. Oh, yeah. All right, you put the panty on.
Oh, awesome.
I'm going to block.
Okay, you're blocking. She's your support. So you guys are
no
working as a
sexy way
tripod, okay?
whatsoever.
So when the whistle blows, you're going to go up and you're going to tweet.
Oh!
And I noticed
I'm sorry.
I noticed Veronica got a derby name now from that move. She is Veronica Killer.
Veronica Killer. All right, I like that. I like the names coming out. All right, well, listen, this is the Brighton Tucky Bomber. You can watch their girls in action. Their first home, is it a match? Is it a game?
It's called it's a bout.
A bout.
Yes.
Their first home bout is coming up Saturday, March 17th. The ladies are at the Ellington Ice and Sports Complex. Come on out, enjoy the camaraderie, watch the women take each other on and show some great girl athleticism. We absolutely love it. All right, coming up next, we're going to check in with Chef Mel and find out what's going on at the new Whole Foods. Stay with us.
I actually started playing the game at 11 years old, so I started a little bit later than most players. But I was actually raised on Fighting Joe. The value here at Robert Trent Jones is unsurpassable. I mean, I have looked to other places. I've traveled all the way across the country. Everything is perfect as far as everything is the golf course, the rolling of the greens. Everything that I've encountered has just been absolutely incredible. And for the money that you spend, for the value that you actually get, it is unsurpassable. I'd recommend it for anybody.
Sailor Circus presents the greatest little show on earth. This family-friendly show will leave you spellbound as local students ages 8 to 18 showcase their talent circus style. Watch these kids flip, fly, and soar through the air onto the big top behind the mall at UTC in Nathan Benderson Park. One day only, 2 performances, Saturday, March 17th. Get your tickets now at circusarts.org. Don't miss Sailor Circus onto the big top.
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter. Accept the challenge and take charge today. Visit yourweightmatters.org.
One of the motivating factors for me to become a Big Brother was that I was mentored as a youth. And it was important for me to kind of pass forward the things that were kind of given to me. It's really just as simple as getting to know a kid. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to have any of those other things. You just have to be willing to spend a little time and help mold some young person's life.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform. We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
We are all excited about the new Whole Foods Market being open on University Parkway. And Chef Mel, of course, is there and is going to tell us a little bit about the brasserie, because it's not just a place to go buy groceries. You can sit and dine.
Yeah, it's a full-on bar restaurant where I am cooking for you.
Yeah.
You are sitting right there, and I am cooking for you, along with obviously the rest of my crew that do a really, really good job. But we're really busy. We have a happy hour from 4 to 7.
Oh.
$2 off burgers, $2 off pizzas, $2 off alcohol.
Oh.
That sounds like a lovely way to start my shopping experience. All right, well, what could be better than Chef Mel cooking for you and amusing you at the same time, because she's very fun to talk to. And right now she's going to teach us how to make a cabbage and ham pasta, kind of getting ready for St. Patrick's Day a little early. We'll see you in the kitchen.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC7, weekdays starting at 5.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
This is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. Manatees are dying at an alarming rate in Florida this year. What's happening and what we can do to help. And taking a quick look at First Alert traffic right now, traffic is backed up along Siesta Drive, heading onto and out of Siesta Key. Certainly a lot of spring breakers. Let's get a check on our First Alert weather forecast with Bob.
Well, I'll tell you what, those manatees may be having some issues with the cold air that has moved in. In February, water temperatures got up to 78 degrees. A little confusing for them now. It's back down into the 60s in places. Right now, 62 degrees, our current temperature, and it's going to be another chilly night ahead. We're expecting lows down into the 40s in places, even some upper 30s well inland. Near the water, 50 in Rotunda. Inglewood will be at 43. Venice, 47 degrees. Lakewood Ranch, right around 43, and in Bradenton 47. There'll be a little wind tomorrow. Should not be a big factor, but it will make it feel a bit cooler. Details on that at 5. See that.
ABC7 News at 7, weeknights.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
Coming up Wednesday at 4 on Suncoast View. Spring and summer vacation season is here. We have fashion and accessory tips from a lifestyle expert to keep your trip stylish and stress-free. They say it's what's on the inside that counts. That's very true. In this week's Suncoast for Sale, we'll look at ultra-modern homes, plus the ORF approach to learning music with Wakeland Music. And Louise Modern joins us in the kitchen.
Welcome back. We're in the kitchen with Chef Mel from Whole Foods. Very exciting.
Yeah, so what are we making, Mel?
So in an ideal world, this would be like you've had your Easter dinner,
okay,
and you've got ham for days left over, and you're like, okay, we can either bury it in the garden or we can eat it. True story, my dad did actually once bury an Easter ham in the garden.
For good luck?
Did the animals dig it up?
No, I think it was just that we literally were so sick of it. There had to be some kind of funereal kind of thing. The ham has to go, and this was the easiest way of doing it. So imagine that you're not my dad, and you're not going to bury it in the garden. So you're going to cut up your leftover ham, and in here I've got like some seriously caramelised garlic. Like super crispy, super nutty.
I saw that.
Not really that strong garlicky taste because you've made that sweetness happen, right? So over here, cabbage, which, you know, you're all going to be seeing this weekend.
Absolutely.
At the bottom of your green pint. So crisp up your ham with that caramelised garlic. So that's going to taste delicious right off the back anyway. And you're going to get away from it being real Eastery or anything like that because you've already introduced a whole set of delicious other flavours. So a little bit of colour on that you're going to get from the garlic. And in an ideal world, you could actually, if you threw a little bit of Guinness in there, it would bring all those flavours and super caramelise that garlic and give the ham a really good taste. Guinness is fantastic to cook with.
Oh, wow.
Good to know.
And if you have leftover Guinness...
That seems to be the problem in my house, is having it left over.
Yeah, no, it doesn't happen. So this is, imagine if you will, this has all got that beautiful, deep, deep, dark kind of like mahogany colour to it, which is what we're looking for. This is whole wheat fettuccine. Mainly we're using whole wheat, but just because it's just nice. And often people just like, are always a bit scared of your alternative pastas. Is it going to be really chalky tasting, whatever? These days, all those pastas are just really delicious.
Oh, good. Because it's usually about texture, right?
Yeah, and it performs like a regular pasta. Into there, your lovely ham and your cabbage.
Oh, I like how you've got it a little crispy on the edges, too.
Well, that's the other side. All these things are going to taste better if you if you get a little bit of caramelisation going on, you know, because that's going to bring it that richness, and that's what we're looking for. Beautifully.
Am I doing this correctly?
Absolutely beautifully.
Do we get to cheese it too?
We do. And into that we're going to add, that's just a shredded Parmesan, but you could do anything in here. It would be really nice to fry in a little bit of blue cheese.
Oh. And that, you're right, that gives a completely different flavour than the ham you've been having for
Yeah.
Easter.
So it's all about just making do with what you got and not letting stuff go to waste. I hate wasting stuff. And it happens to me all the time, and I know what to do with stuff.
I like the idea of the cabbage, though, because it gives it a little bit of crisp and crunch, because so often those big, you know, table dinners are all full of soft, mushy foods. So we can spice it up a little bit.
And the thing about, I always think it's really handy, like those bags of coleslaw mix. Can go in a million different things. Don't think it's just for coleslaw. Like, you know, just sautéed up with, like, you know, anything really as a side dish is delicious.
That's
costs
a good
no
idea.
money.
That is a great
idea. Costs no money.
Well, we love it when Chef Mel gives us great ideas, and especially with the upcoming holidays. Don't forget to pop in and take a look at the menu. You can order all sorts of different sides and entrees, and let Chef Mel do the cooking for Easter and Passover. I think that sounds like a great plan.
Oh, and come and see me at the bar.
We will come see you at the Brasserie and University Country. We most certainly will. All right, Veronica and Nate, great to see both of you. Thank you for being here. You never know what we're going to do from roller skating on. It's always an adventure.
Always exciting.
Thanks for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of your day and take some time and enjoy the Suncoast View.